Hello, hello, everybody. Says we're live. I have got a heck of a glare here. This is probably not the best setup. Hello, everybody, but I really want you guys just to see this background back here as we're doing tonight's live stream. So hello, hello, greetings, everyone. Welcome to SoulPet. It is so nice to see you guys here. Hey, thank you for joining me on a Tuesday night instead of Monday. But I believe that it will be worth it. I wanted so much to come live to you from Sedona and to share with you this beautiful, amazing energy that is part of the space of Sedona where I am this week. So hello, everybody. If you're new to the channel, my name is Elaine. I'm an animal Reiki master and an animal chaplain. And this is SoulPet. And we began this channel as a way to help support people through the loss of their animal companions. And if you're catching this for the first time, please take note of the comments. We have a beautiful community of people who are here to support you. If you are going through the grief, no matter what stage of that grief that you happen to be in, this beautiful group of souls is here to give you a virtual hug and support you through your healing journey. And that's what we're here for. And tonight we are specifically going to talk about healing journeys that are part of the Sedona experience. I have lots to share about Sedona. The first thing is, Kali, don't worry, there's no movement. There's no movement in our little vortex creation tonight. Sedona is the land of vortexes, one of many places where there are vortexes, and I'll explain what a vortex is in just a moment. But I have a little ritual that you can do that has nothing to do with spinning in circles or doing a dance or any kind of movement. So we can just relax about the movement. Pat, that was good. And so put that to rest. So as usual, I like to say hello to everybody, especially all of my channel members. I like to respond to any questions. So Pat, thank you for posting some questions to get us started. And then if you are someone who doesn't care to like engage in the actual live stream content, just scroll ahead a couple minutes before, and we'll get into the topic of Sedona and vortexes and how you can create a personal space that you don't have to travel someplace magical like Sedona, although it's beautiful. You can create your own personal sacred space, your own personal vortex, as a way not only to help you heal, but as a way to foster that beautiful afterlife connection with your animal companion. Okay, so hello, everybody. Let's go ahead and say hello. And I do have a glare here, so I'm going to try to see everybody. All right, so we have Lauren. Hello, hello. Pat, it's great to see you. And who else have I got? Kali, awesome to see you as well. Cheryl, fantastic to have you here. Donna, hello, hello. Got it. When I was there a few weeks ago and nothing moving. I'm gonna talk about that, Donna. Yeah, there was nothing moving, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about Sedona's reputation and a little bit of what I've discovered on my personal journey, some personal insights I got as I've been here. I've been here now since last Wednesday, and I've just had a chance to explore and find some things that I'm going to share with you guys. So Caroline, it's good to see you. Sherry, good to see you as well. Only know about Vortex when I used to play Crash Bandicoot. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's a game like Candy Crush or something, but I'll explain what a vortex is. I'm radiant. Thank you. Well, I have this beautiful glow behind me. I have had a chance to get some sun, and you guys know I'm solar powered. I'm absolutely solar powered. And I have not figured out if anybody hears the woodpecker noise. First of all, I have some birds behind me. But if anybody hears the woodpecker noise that comes from my either a speaker, the computer, the camera, we're not sure where it comes from, but I haven't figured it out yet. But Mike last week was kind enough to say it really didn't matter that much, but I heard it when I listened to the replay. I could hear that click, 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 click. So who knows? Not sure what that is. Let's see, who else have I got? Kelly, hello, hello. It's good to see you. Sharon, awesome. No woodpecker today. Okay, so but I've got a big blue jay out back here, and I want to talk a little bit about the wildlife that is here in Sedona. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and we were just talking about how life in general has to revolve around animals. It doesn't matter. Whatever I do, I have to have my animals near me of all kinds, and I'm particularly drawn to wildlife. So when we came here, we're staying in an Airbnb. My son, daughter-in-law, my granddaughter rented this beautiful little home, and in Sedona, everything backs up to it's just beautiful. I have all open nature behind me, and the animals that come in every evening. We have coyote, which they're just they're not troublesome in any way. They just kind of walk through. Some of them get a little bold. We were cooking out on the deck. There's like a little deck that goes over. Some of them get a little bold, but for the most part, they just are curious. More than anything, they're curious. And I really love seeing them. They're beautiful. And we also have mule deer. They walk through a couple times a day. They walk back and forth. And we have these really cool animals called javelinas. And javelinas are wild hogs. They're little wild pigs. They look like a little pot-bellied pig, and they are, I wouldn't call them friendly, and they're certainly not aggressive, but they're wild. But they kind of just walk through. I think they're very used to all of the human life that is here in Sedona now. But that's so I get my beautiful fill of wildlife, and it just fills me up as much as all the beautiful scenery behind me and all the beautiful nature. I'm just going to check some comments real quick. Not sure if those are my birds or yours. Oh yeah, I've got a lot of birds going on right behind me. Okay, so hello, Robbie. It's good to see you. Scorpions. I have not seen any scorpions, Cheryl. My sister-in-law did live for a while, so Kelly can verify this. She lived for a while in the Vegas area, and then you did have to shake out your shoes. And I have another friend of mine who lives down in Chandler, Arizona, where it's hotter. And for her, that it is an issue. But up here, I haven't seen any sign of snakes. I haven't seen any sign of scorpions. There haven't been, I mean, there's bumblebees, but there's been no aggressive bees. So all of the wildlife that might cause you harm, I haven't seen any of it. And honestly, I haven't been afraid of animals in a long time. I respect their wildness. I respect who they are. Although I'd love to be the woman who walks up to the mountain lion and scratches the coyote behind the ears, I respect their life, and I respect who they are as sentient beings. And that is a wild animal whose space we are the ones who have invaded their living space. And they are learning to share the planet with us just as much as we are finally learning to share the planet with them. Scorpions, we have them here in Texas too. Oh, didn't know that, Kelly. All right. Okay. So good to know. Didn't realize the word. I wouldn't mind. It wouldn't scare me to see a scorpion. It wouldn't scare me. I have seen rattlesnakes when I was in Colorado, but that doesn't frighten me either, as long as you must respect their space and keep their distance. And when the Park Service says, please do not go onto this mountaintop because the little babies are being born right now and you don't want to interrupt their cycle, then you honor that. You trust it. Let's talk a little bit about Sedona. I want to talk about Sedona. I want to talk about vortexes. I want to share with you about Sedona. And Donna, you can jump in if there's any comments that you want to share after your recent experience in Sedona. I want to share with you what I have found personally, and also why the magic is everywhere. It's one of the insights that I had, because there are a lot of tourists here, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute because it shifts the energy a little bit. There's a lot of tourism. Ever since I want to say like the 1980s is when Sedona started to become very well known for its deep spiritual centers, for its vortexes where you could go into the mountains, go on a hike, sit in a space that was so deeply grounding and so beautifully connected, whether it's connecting to the earth and connecting to the universe above. But little by little, it has become a mecca now for people who are looking to heal. They come here in throngs. So there's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of people. And can't remember. Oh, so in the beginning, when I'm first looking, I'm looking all over Sedona for that place that's private, that place where I could go and sit by the rocks and just do a video for you guys. And it's very challenging to find that. And then I realized this space that I have here, I bring the magic with me. I bring the magic with me to this beautiful space. There's trees of every kind. There's cactuses of every kind. I have there are little iguanas that are running all over the place as well. The whole energy of this little backyard with the view of the mountains behind me. I'm sorry, that keeps kind of going in and out with my little camera there. That whole view of the mountains behind me is, I don't know why it's doing that. Can you guys see that? How it's just gone light and dark and light and dark? Maybe, is it when I move? Don't know. But I've got all the magic right here. And it made me realize that you have the magic also. And for anybody who is either unable to come to Sedona or doesn't know or wouldn't know what to do once they got here, you can create the magic yourself. And I'm going to share with you tonight a little practice for creating a vortex, a personal vortex, wherever you happen to be in the whole wide world. So let's talk a little bit about Sedona. Sedona is a beautiful town. It's a beautiful town that is full of all these features. So behind me, all the rocks, all the mountaintops that you can see there. It's the Red Rocks Canyon area. There are beautiful, beautiful, majestic rises of these beautiful rocks, and they're called like Bell Rock, and Chapel Rock, and I can't think of the other one that it's gone. But anyway, they all have it. They all have a specific name. Airport Mesa, because there's an actual airport on top of it. These are beautiful places where you can go, and they are ancient. There are ancient peoples that have been here. We are familiar with the Native Americans, and most commonly the recent, and by recent I mean like within the past few hundred, maybe 1,000 years, the Native American population, namely the Hopi, have lived here. And the other name for the Hopi is the Sinagua, and Sinagua translated is without water. So that makes total sense here in the high desert. And there are beautiful places where you can go and see petroglyphs and pictographs, where you can go and see I can't think of the name of not Adobe. I can't think of the name of the ruins, the homes. It's gone. It'll come back to me as we're talking, but you can go and view them. They're on a hike and you have to go into the mountains to do so, but it is beautiful. And these are spaces that were filled with spiritual sacredness to the indigenous people who always lived here. And one of them is called the birthing cave, which is literally, that's what it is. It is where, I'm going to see if I can try to stop this from going light and dark. Maybe if I move that a little bit. Now you can't see the mountain, but all right. Where was I? Oh, the birthing cave. The birthing cave is exactly what it sounds like. The birthing cave is where the women would go in order to give birth to their children. And it was just a beautiful private cave where women gathered to support each other during the birth of a child. And there are so many of these beautiful places that were held sacred. There are very mixed feelings about all of the tourism. The tourists coming to see and just see and touch, and everyone wants to be a part of it. And I can't blame them. I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of this beautiful sacred space. I feel drawn to places where there are petroglyphs, where there are, the cave drawings. I'm so drawn to that, and I want to be there and I want to see it. But the mixed feelings are that these were literally sacred spaces. These were places that were holy to the people who created them. And people going back through thousands of years now, we are discovering, there's a book by Graham Hancock, and it's called America Revisited. I think that is it. But it actually traces the indigenous people of North and South America thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, much, much older than we believe, that had been here for as long as Neanderthals. And it was always believed that they had come from across the land bridge in Alaska and come down to the north, and that land bridge was only there during a certain time. But we're discovering, as technology becomes better and we do more and more archaeology, that people have been inhabiting North America for a very, very long time. And when you visit one of the sites, it's called the Warrior Wall. I'm going there tomorrow. I will go there with full respect and full honor and without touching, and I will ask permission of the earth before I even take a picture. But the petroglyphs there, they have traced back to various groups of people who have lived here for the longest time. It traces it back. You can see the change in the drawings as the years go by, that they were there, and these places were sacred. They were sacred because the indigenous people felt the energy, and that's what the vortex is. We're getting to the vortexes. They felt the energy of the earth. Now, a vortex is where it's a natural concentration of energy. If anybody's ever been to, it's not just Sedona that has vortexes. They are all over the world. I have personally felt them where no one says, that's a vortex, you should go there. When you are out in nature and you're looking at the most beautiful waterfalls, the Ouzo Falls in Colorado reminds me of one, when you're looking at these beautiful falls and when you're looking at the trees and the wildlife and you feel your deep connection to all of Earth and to everything that inhabits this planet, that's a vortex. A vortex is where you feel a concentration of energy that helps you to feel connected to everything and all that is. And Sedona is well known for lots of them. So I listed a couple of them already. Airport Mesa, Bell Rock, Cathedral Mesa, that's the other one, Cathedral Mesa. There are so many of them, and people throng here. Why? They throng here because they are desperate to heal. They want to feel the connection. Now, we know that this channel is about helping us heal through the loss and the grief of an animal companion. But there are so many people who are lost, just seeking that healing, seeking that connection. And they come to places like this because they are, it's not just, oh, hang on a second. I hear a little animal out in the yard. Usually it's one of the little pigs. They're they're all over, the little javelinas. Um, but people come here because they're so desperate for connection, and they want to feel it. They want to know what it's like. They want to see how Native Americans and Aboriginals lived. They want to see. They want to feel it. They want to be a part of it. And it just amazes me when I went into downtown Sedona to see the number of people, and to know that the reason that they're coming here is because they feel drawn to it. It's unfortunate because, you know, when we humans had this habit of kind of overdoing it. We overdo it, and there's so many tourists. And when you go to downtown Sedona, now Donna, you can jump in with me if you feel any of this. When I went to downtown Sedona, it was like a little mini, I don't want to say Vegas, but boardwalk, Atlantic City, something like that. There were so many T-shirt shops and little souvenir shops. And then there's definitely a lot of spiritual shops, but they're all like storefront psychic kind of things. And it's very cool, but it's really commercial is probably the word that I'm looking for, very commercial. When we went hiking for the first time, the first place that we went was to visit Bell Rock. And the number of people on the trail was overwhelming. It was like there was a line to hike up to the Bell Rock Vortex. And it was a little disappointing, I guess. It was a little disappointing. I was hoping for a little bit more of a private experience, which is what I think we're going to get tomorrow, because the place that we're going to go to, it's not easy to get to. You've got to have a really good vehicle, and then you've got to be able to hike to get there. So it was a little disappointing with so many people, and I know that the full-time residents of Sedona feel very similar. They feel that their beautiful home where they moved to be part of this has become a mecca for tourism. But I understand it, and I don't judge it because I understand it, and I understand why people want to come here. And it's when you come here, like to this beautiful, even though I kind of changed the view a little bit so I wouldn't be kind of going in and out, there is something magical about the Red Rocks. There's something magical about the high desert. And I would like to be able to help you guys create that magic wherever you happen to be. And then when you get a chance to come here, you'll know what I mean. But in the meantime, you can create your own magic, because you are the magic. You are the vortex. I'm going to check some comments real quick and say hello again to some people that I might have missed. Let's see, Lisa. Scorpions in Texas. Oh, but you've only seen one. Okay, so we're still never knew. Okay. Love to visit in February, not as crowded. Yeah, so interestingly, it's really been chilly here. It's been like today, the past 3 days have been in the high 50s, low 60s. And today it didn't even make it out of the 50s, and it was overcast and a little bit rainy. And I was hoping for a little bit better weather, but I think that there are times, just like any place else, where it's not as crowded. But there's just a lot of people here. There's a lot of people here, and I'm glad we're outside. We're staying outside of Sedona. We're in a place called the Village of Oak Creek. And I did reach out to a friend of mine who suggested that there's a couple other places to stay in. So if we were to come back here outside of the town of Sedona, that you can still have access to all of the various trails and all of the various vortexes without having to actually go downtown Sedona. But it's a beautiful, beautiful place. And even the drive here is beautiful. Didn't go downtown, but did go to a shopping area called, I don't know how to pronounce that. Tlaquepaque, not sure. Wasn't crowded, but not, it was crowded, but not overwhelmingly. Yeah, that looks like a cool place. There's a couple cool places that look very interesting that I would really like to explore a little bit further. The traffic is a little, there's a little bit of congestion here when it comes to traffic, but It's regardless, it's beautiful, and it's the vortexes that I want to focus on. I want to focus on these beautiful vortexes and how we can make them ourselves. So a vortex is a natural concentration of energy, of this beautiful energy. It's not just in Sedona. I'm just taking a quick look at my notes. And that you can make a personal vortex. It does not need to, you don't need to go in seek of the magic, because you are the magic. It's one of the themes that we've been exploring on this channel as we talk about connecting with our animals on the other side of life. We are, every conversation that we have like this, when we go down the rabbit hole and when we start talking about some of the metaphysical, spiritual things, we are shifting things. We are shifting the way that we look at things. It's one of the reasons why I also think so many people are coming to Sedona, because they are feeling the pull. They're feeling that spiritual awakening. And we're exploring some of those different psychic ESP kind of things as a way to connect with our animals on the other side. But with every single conversation that we have like this, our communal consciousness raises. We are raising the vibration of everybody, and more people are really kind of, they're looking for this kind of connection. So our personal magic is so strong that we don't always need to go in seek of it, because we have it within us, and we are learning how to tap into it. We are learning how to really tap into all of those supernatural, not supernatural, natural, but supernatural, extra sensory, sensory, but extra sensory. I've often said this about the clairs. Clairvoyant, it simply means clear, clear sight, clear knowing, clear hearing, clear speech. Everything, it's perfectly natural. We've not been taught it, but now we are. Now we're coming aware. And our animal companions who have crossed to the other side, everybody from Lucy and Jack to Prince Charming to Scout to Phoebe to Benny to Oscar. I'm trying to think of, I could just name everybody, all of the different animals who have come through to us. They have helped us get here. They have really helped us get here, and they are standing by our side, not just to continue being our partners and not just to continue being part of our life, but to help us, grow, to help us become more aware, to help us understand what our real gifts are, to help us understand that there's nothing to fear, to help us understand how much personal power we really have, and how to tap into that, and how they're right by our side as we do that. So I want to share with you how to create your personal vortex, but I want to go back up because I think I missed some questions. Pat posted some good questions earlier, but I'm just going to check out a quick comment. Sounds like a singing bowl, but very quiet. What? There's a hum in the video? The hum in the video is probably coming from the house next door. I can hear something going on over there. But that's lovely if it sounds like a singing bowl, because we're going to talk about one of the ways that we create the vortex is with sound. And that sound can come right from within us. That hum is amazingly powerful. Think about the traditions of all of the Native American populations, all of the indigenous peoples of all continents, the sound that was used, and the sound of the things that they used were from the earth and from within their own bodies. So we will talk about that a little further. Now I'm just going to read Donna's comment here real quick. Someone told me the vortexes are places where electromagnetic fields have actually been measured and are stronger in those areas. Need to look more into it. That is correct. So when we talk about vortexes and this concentration of energy, people have measured the electromagnetic fields, and they exist. So you can go to a place and stand there. For example, if you go to the top of Bell Rock, or Airport Mesa, and you stand there with your bare feet on the ground, I can feel almost a dizziness. Like there's something, I can feel something different in my body feels something, and that is the earth. It's the electromagnetic field. It is measured. They have measured these places and discovered that they are physically stronger. They're also psychically and spiritually stronger, but there's a physical difference in that spot on the earth. And they're all over the world, and you can look them up. Look up vortexes. Sedona is one. I'm trying to think of, I want to say that Glastonbury in the UK is another. There are several different places where these vortexes have been measured. They're all over the earth, and where you find concentrations of like not just Hopi. So the Hopi is one example, but like the Aztecs and the Inca and the Mayans, they all had concentrations where these vortexes were, because they could also feel the difference in the earth from other places. What I'm suggesting when I show you about making a personal vortex is that you can do that for yourself. You can create a field. You create something that allows you to tap into the power of the earth and make it for yourself wherever you happen to be. But to come here and experience it, I won't tell you that it's one of the reasons why I came here, is to experience that feeling, to know what it felt like, and to understand that feeling of a vortex. Okay, no, I'm here. Okay, but somebody else. Hey, Kathy, how you doing? Oh, the two Kathys. It's good to hear. It's good to see you. What you may be hearing is this thing going on next to me, and hopefully it shuts off pretty soon. I'm going to go back up. I'm scrolling to the top before I get to how to create your own vortex, because Pat had a couple of good questions, and I should have done these first. Pat, welcome back. We did miss you. I'm sorry that you had the flu. We all said hello to you, so I don't know if you watched last week's video, but we all said hi, and gave you a big shout out to let you know that we missed you. Does my son have a job where his family can move out west? Yeah, my son and daughter-in-law both have remote jobs, so they can live anywhere they want. They're a little bit of nomads like me. So we can go anywhere. It's why I come here. It's why I go with them when we do this in Scottsdale and Sedona, and we've talked about Asheville, and we've talked about a whole bunch of different places that we want to explore. So yes, we can pretty much go anywhere. Where my granddaughter goes, at least for the time being, that's where I go. Where May goes, I go. Do our animals ever get in touch with you instead of reaching out to them? And if so, do they leave messages for us? Pat, they do, and it's because I have opened myself to that. I feel that whatever, just like everybody who's got a special gift, there are some people who are really good at woodwork, others who are really good at playing the violin, others who are athletic. I, for whatever, have this beautiful ability to connect to animals on the other side. It's not anything I ever asked for. That's not true. I wanted to be Snow White all my life. I've always wanted to be Snow White or Jane Goodall, or live with a pack of lions like Born Free. But it's not something that I ever seriously thought I would be able to do. And once I realized that I had this connection after Lucy crossed, once I realized I had this connection, I just said, okay, I love it, and I'm going with it. And I started to get like all of that. There were so many animals coming through to me that I couldn't distinguish whose animal companions were whose. And if there was a common name, like Milo, we went through this with Milo, and it took me a while to learn how to distinguish that. And then there comes times when an animal just reaches out to me. So the reading that I did for Benny last week, Benny, I just got a sense I get these things called downloads, and I just got a sense that Benny was with me the whole time. Even though I had asked to connect with Benny, Benny was just chit-chattering the whole week until I finally made the time to share his message. But then there was the other thing about Bear. If anybody saw the video last week, I was in my meditation, and lights flickered. The lights, like the little LED lights, came on, like they just popped on, and on a device that isn't. It was plugged in, but it wasn't like turned on. And the name Bear instantly popped into my mind. So there are animals who do reach out to me. Now, Bear, when I got asked for more clarification, and I still don't know to who Bear belongs, but I got this understanding that Bear is a big, bearish dog, like brown, not a lab, but kind of a lab. I can't even describe the visual that I have in my mind. So, but I saw it clearly, and I will know as soon as somebody reaches out to me and says, could this be Bear? I'll know immediately what Bear looks like. So they do, and I will, if I were to get any messages specifically from animals before I ask them, and if they ask me to share a message with you, I most certainly would. So if Logan ever has anything to say, I will share. I will always share. Let's see if we have any other questions. Would Sedona be a place you might want to move to instead of Colorado? I don't want to move to, we've actually talked about this. Sedona, not necessarily, but there are a couple places right around Sedona. There's a place called Jerome, which seems like a really cool place. There are a couple different towns that are on the outskirts and sometimes in the far outskirts of Sedona, all the way up between Sedona and Flagstaff, that look really interesting. Cottonwood, yeah, they all look like very interesting places. But I have to go where the sun shines. So wherever that happens to be, that's where you can find me. Like even this little gray that we got going on here is not. I need the sun, solar powered. Okay, let's go back to where we were. I'm just going to scroll down again to see if I'm missing any comments. Um, Dana, it's good to see you. Hello, hello. So, is it safe to say you're not moving to Canada? Well, that was the running joke. The running joke was, oh, God, if you guys move to Saskatchewan, what am I going to do? Because I would have to go. But they like the sunshine too. So yeah, they're drawn to sun as much as I'm drawn to sun. Places where there are also lots of, and I know this is true of Canada, lots of outdoor access. We are outdoor people all the way. There's just no getting around that. We're outdoor people. Come to Texas. Yeah, come to Texas. I go to Texas once or twice a year. Probably I end up in Texas. Um, but we've thought about what is the name of that? Austin? Is it Austin? San Antonio? I don't know. One of those. It's one of those that's supposed to be absolutely beautiful. So we've tossed that around too. Someone just rang the buzzer. What buzzer? Flagstaff. Yeah, that's another place. Okay, let's continue on. Let's talk about how to create your personal vortex. What I suggested that you bring with you this evening is yourself, an open mind, a candle, some water. I want to share with you a little ritual or a little ceremony that you could do to create your own vortex, but it would be using some of the traditions of the Native American peoples, so of the indigenous people of North America. What would we be? What would they using some of the things like land, fire, smoke, sound, water, and that's what I want to share with you. So if you guys have that, if you have it with you, that's fine. You don't have to go through this little process if you don't want to. I don't have those things because it's just not in a place where I can have all that. But I'm going to tell you exactly what I would do and walk you through the process. Um, what we want to do when you're going to create this little special space for yourself, a sacred space, a vortex for yourself, is to use nature. It's all about the connection to Earth. Earth is incredibly powerful. Our connection to Earth. Think about your animal companions when they were here. When your animal companion was in their physical body, they were so close to the Earth. Their feet were close to the earth. They were on the earth. If you took your dog out for a walk, their feet touched the earth all the time. If your cat was an outdoor cat, they're between trees and and all of nature, very deeply connected to the earth. In addition to the fact that our animal companions are also much more connected without overthinking, all the overthinking that we humans do, and all the agendas and all the baggage that we carry that our animal companions don't, other than what they pick up from us, that our animal companions don't. So our animals were already deeply connected to the earth, and we are relearning that connection. We're relearning and re-understanding that we are so deeply connected to everything on earth that some of the things that are going on our planet have got to shift. It's got to shift, and more people are starting to become aware of that, that we can't sustain things the way that they are. And although you may not be able to change everything, you're not going to be able to immediately remove all of the waste that is on the coast of Africa now from all of there's garbage galore from all of this. I can't think of uh, maybe somebody else knows this, the company that dumps all the garbage over there. All this leftover plastic, all these thrown out clothes, so much is just flooding the waters. It's not sustainable. But when we ourselves can find a spot of the earth that we can be connected to, the earth will know it. And we heal it one little step at a time. We can start to heal things. We can make a difference by just what we do. So more than just using this vortex to understand our connection to our animal companions on the other side, or to any animal. This can be any animal here physically or on the other side. I would do this for my wildlife here. I am so drawn to the coyotes. The coyotes, I would just love to be able, I want to be the woman who's scratching behind their ears. I'm so drawn to them. And these beautiful little javelinas, I will stand on the earth, do this beautiful activity, create a vortex that lets them know who I am, where I am. I'm going to share one more thing about that in a moment. And that lets them know they are safe. That lets them know I would offer that I have there no harm, that I honor them, I respect them. And that allows me to be connected to the wildlife here that I'm so drawn to. For those of us who are healing from the loss of an animal companion, we create that vortex. It connects us to the earth and it allows us to be balanced and harmonized. It allows our whole body to be balanced and harmonized, our mind, body, and spirit. And when that happens, our connection opens to the field. And this beautiful field of potential, this beautiful field of all intelligence, of all that is, where our animal companion soul resides now, it allows us to tap into that connection. And when we create a personal vortex that brings us grounding and calm and peace and connection, then we open the door to receive communication from them. And when you open the door to receive communication from them, you begin to trust. And once you receive one sign, and it's not just the feather that comes dangling, that comes floating down. It's not just the angel number that shows up on your microwave or your cell phone or your odometer or your speedometer. It's the deep sign. It's that deep feeling of knowing and trust that you are completely connected with your soul pet, that their soul and your soul are still together, even though you're in a physical body and they are not. And that's what creating the vortex will help you with. So this is what we're going to focus on. We are going to focus on, everybody just came home. I was the only one here for a little while, but I can hear some crying going on. We're going to focus on the land. We're going to focus on fire. We're going to focus on smoke and or sound. And we are going to focus on water. So those are the elements that we are going to focus on. And what you would do, I'm just going to tell you what you would do first, and then I'm going to give you some ideas. So if you're focused on those, so our Native American indigenous rituals included everything that was nature. It was all about nature. It was all about the air. It was about the wind. Anybody else who, I don't know if I just have to share this. If anybody else has been experiencing this, wherever I go, it's now windy. Wherever I go, there's wind that never used to be before. And I used to complain about the wind. And now I embrace the wind. I embrace it as a sign. Like wherever I go, there is now wind. I embrace it as a sign of my connection. Look for those kinds of signs for yourself. Is there something that's always going on that reminds you, is a physical reminder of your connection? But so Native American peoples, indigenous peoples, their rituals included everything that had to do with nature. So there was no cement. There might have been some, depending on the age, some metalwork. Oh, it's going to start pouring too. It was probably had to do with rain and lightning and fire and water and air, and everything that is nature was involved with their rituals. So on the land, what we would do is go out in our bare feet. In the middle of the winter, a little more challenging. I've done it though in the snow, but you go out with bare feet and you place your feet on the ground. And as you place your feet on the ground, you set the intention to be connected to earth. When I say that, I don't mean it in like a little bit, I do, like a hippy dippy way. I mean it as you are literally connected to earth. Now, if you happen to live on a beach, if you happen to live by the ocean and your feet are on the sand and you can be in the sand and the ocean at the same time, profoundly impactful. That alone will create a little vortex for you. Wherever your bare feet happen to be on the earth, so grass, dirt, sand, a rock, but it has to be something natural, not on like a driveway. You want it to be on part of the actual earth. When you stand there, the earth knows who you are. The earth knows where you are. Think about that. Every single creature, every ant, every dolphin, every sea turtle, every little bug, every person, every animal, everything, every tree, every plant, all the roots that go into the earth, connected by the mycelium that extend all over the earth. The earth knows where everything is. And when you place your feet there, she knows where you are too. So set that beautiful intention that your feet are on the earth and thank her for holding you. Thank the earth for holding the space for you. Sometimes I apologize. Sometimes I say I'm sorry for not doing it more often. Sometimes I apologize for what humans are doing to Earth, and I look for something that I can do at any given moment to do my part to shift things. But I will ground myself, and grounding is simply your connection to Earth. The Earth has an electromagnetic field. It's scientific. We're not definitely not talking hairy fairy now. There's an electromagnetic field to the Earth, and you resonate with it. When you ground, it means that you are aligning your vibration with the vibration of the earth. And the earth will take that vibration and send it out all around you. It just goes out all around you. When I talk about mycelium with trees, we'll talk about this maybe a little bit more at another time. But the roots of every tree have fungus on them, and that fungus speaks to each other. And it extends far beyond. There's no root of any plant that is separate from any other root. They're all connected in one way or another. So plant your feet on the ground. Let yourself become part of that beautiful communication of terrain, of earth. You're of the land. So that's the first thing you would do is put your feet out there. She holds. Oh, that's the other thing. The earth will hold your grief. So if you are seeking that relief, if you are seeking that healing for whatever it is, whether it is the grief from the loss of an animal companion, a family member, a job, a relationship, anything, whatever it is, the earth has the ability to hold it for you, and she willingly holds it for you. So grounding is also about allowing her to carry that burden for you, to release you of carrying that. Because here's what happens, and this does get a little hairy fairy. That field of all intelligence that flows to, through, and around us, that field and the earth are one, as are we. We're all just one big, beautiful organism. But when we connect in that way, the earth can take your deepest, heaviest emotions and transmute them. And it goes back to the universe and is turned back into beautiful love. That's also why we focus on our breath and the air. As we breathe in the air around us, we visualize ourselves breathing in. Uh-oh, here comes my little granddaughter. Hang on a second. I don't want her to trip. Don't trip. Don't trip, sweetheart. You want to come say hello? Come here. She can come say hello. No, I just don't want her to trip over this. It's okay. Oh, now she's being shy. It's okay, sweetheart. We love you. Yeah. Okay. Her mommy's come to get her. So where were we about the earth and the air? So when we focus on our breath, we breathe in that air. We are breathing back in the love that has been transmuted. So when we've let the earth carry the deeper, denser, heavier emotions that we are hoping to be relieved of, that we're hoping for healing from, it gets sent back into the beautiful field of energy and is turned into love, and we can breathe that love in, and it becomes a beautiful healing cycle. And then we can breathe the love into the earth. We can let it breathe in through our nose. We can let it flow out through our feet, and it goes into the earth, and we are sending love everywhere, wherever it is needed. And I don't care if you think that sounds hippy dippy, then I'm a hippy dippy. I'm a 60 something hippy dippy. Because it is a beautiful connection for you to feel when you are working with the land and the air. So the next thing might be fire. Now, fire in the original traditions would have been a true fire. There would have been a ceremonial fire that that people would have used and done this ritual around. We can use a candle. It is symbolic. It's symbolic. So you can light a candle, and that beautiful flame, it is still a flame. Now I want you to think about this one more time. The flame is also using that beautiful air. So that beautiful oxygen it gives life to the flame. And watch that flame as it flickers and moves and it lives. It's no flame is the same. No flame ever burns the same. I don't care if you've got 100 matches. You light every one, every single flame is going to be different. Every single candle that's lit, no matter where it is in the world, every candle that is lit, every church you walk into and you see a bank of candles and people are lighting candles, every single flame is unique. So when you light your candle, look at the uniqueness of that flame. And I'm going to tell you how to put this all together in a second. The candle, oh gosh, what I can't even read my, speak your intention as you light the candle. So you speak your intention, and I'll put it all together for you in just a moment. You speak your intention as you light the candle, and that flame carries your intention, and it carries it through the air. So that flame is burning, and the air is circulating, and you're breathing it in, and the candle is burning, and your intention has been set. And if that isn't, if that intention is for healing, then that is your intention. If that intention is for just to raise your vibration a little bit, then that's what that intention is. If your intention is to be able to know immediately that you are connected to your animal companion on the other side, then that is your intention. You can set that intention, and your intention is a thought that becomes a thing. It becomes a physical reality. When you put that intention out to the universe hears it as your voice is heard. This voice that I'm using right now, the words that I'm speaking, they're not just going out and disappearing. Once I've spoken them, they are now in the field of all potential. They are in this beautiful field. And when you set your intention that you not only heal, but that you are filled with love, and that beyond that love, you are connected to your animal companion, that you know, you feel them, you know them, that they hear you and you hear them, and you will instantly, if not receive a sign, you will know just by the feeling in your heart that you've made the connection. So that is also that was the summary of the vortex that I wanted to save that till the very end, but there it is. Then the other thing that we might do is smoke or sound. So with your flame, if you are, some people don't like the smell, which is totally fine. It's completely fine. If you are able to have sage, or and there's a variety of different sages, and you can get some that are very gentle and soft in their smell. You can get others that are very strong. You can get Palo Santo is the other one. There are any variety of sweet grass is another one that I love the smell of as it burns. And you will light that from your flame, and then you just allow it to flow through the air. You can blow on it if you choose to, but you allow that smoke to cleanse the area around you, and you can use that smoke as a cleanser. So it just kind of purifies. That's a better word than cleanse. It purifies the space around you. If you're not into scent, some people are very very sensitive to different scents. You can use sound. Some people have singing bowls. There are little gongs. There are little bells, or you can simply hum. That humming sound, that that also creates a purification in the space where you are. And then you have water, and you would take the water, and your intention has been set, and you pour the water onto the earth where you are. So you pour that water onto the earth with the intention now that you are completely connected to everything. Everything has become part of you, and you are part of it. And when you are in that space is when the connection just happens. It just, there's nothing, you don't have to wait for anything. You don't have to like snap your fingers 3 times. You don't have to click your heels 3 times. You've created the space, and you can connect with your beautiful animal companion. You know that I like to write down the messages I receive right away, so that I don't forget, so that I trust, so that it just is the way that the information comes through to me. Or you can just simply enjoy the space and enjoy the feeling and enjoy the moment of relief and love and purity as you are connecting with all of Earth and whatever you want to connect with, whether it's your animal companion, or if you wanted to try this with wildlife in your area, or if you wanted to connect with any animal anywhere ever in time. I was always drawn to Elsa. And we talked about this a little bit last week as well in the movie Born Free. I was always drawn to Elsa, and I thought, well, how wonderful it would be to be able to have that kind of connection with a lion. Or when you see, there's another gentleman who had raised a lion from an infant that was then released into the wild, and that they remember and they recognize. I would love that feeling. I can connect to Elsa. Elsa now is, there goes a crow behind me. Hello, sweetheart. Elsa is long since deceased, but you can still connect with that energy. So you can use creating this vortex to connect with any, if your choice is to connect with an animal, you can connect with any animal you want. You can connect with any person you want. You can just connect with the source of all creation if that's what you'd like to do. So I'm just going to put it together for you, and then I will go back and check the comments. I saw a lot of things scrolling through. And I'll check that in a second. I just want to kind of tie this all together for you. So if you were going to create your own personal vortex in your own space, in your own backyard, or if there's a little space that you can go to that's private outdoors, someplace where you can stand on the land and you can do a little ritual. You're going to stand on the land. You're going to place your bare feet on the ground. You are going to feel your connection to the earth. You're going to thank her for supporting you. Thank you for holding her. All the crows are coming in. So very cool. You're going to thank her for holding you. You are going to feel that connection and know that she knows where you are, and every animal in that area as well. You are sending that feeling out everywhere. So you're going to stand on the ground and become part of the earth. You are going to breathe in the air and allow that to also connect you to the earth. So you breathe in through your head, let it flow down through your body and out through your feet. And it connects you and this space around you and your connection to the earth. You are going to hold your candle. And if you're fortunate enough to be in a place where you could actually light a campfire, that would be fine too. But you're going to hold your candle. You are going to light your candle and set an intention. You're grounded, you're breathing, you're setting an intention through the flame. And now the flame and the air and you and the earth and your intention are set. You can use smoke to then, so you either light a bundle of sage or a little bit of wild tobacco, sweetgrass, Palo Santo, and you would let that float into the air around you. And maybe next time I will share this. There's a beautiful purification activity that you can do with sage. But you just allow it, just do its thing. You don't have to do anything special. You can just allow it to do its thing. So you're becoming now totally connected. You've got this beautiful scent going around you. If scent is not your thing, you might want to just hum. I just love to go, there's no right or wrong way to do it, whatever feels good to you. So now you are connected. You're connected to the earth. You're connected to the air. You've got the flame. You've got your intention. You've purified your space. You're creating a beautiful sound now that every animal can hear. And you've got your water. And you take the water and you pour it on your earth as a beautiful blessing, as a beautiful connection. You are completely connected with all the elements. You are completely connected to this beautiful space that we live in, this beautiful physical planet. You are now completely connected above, below, everywhere. And you make your connection. And you've got your own vortex, and you can take that with you anywhere. Anywhere you go, if you would like to create a space that will always be pure, that will always bring your connection to your animal companion. You're traveling and you want to be able to connect with your pet that you have left behind at home. If you just want to bring the memory of your beautiful animal companion on the other side with you, wherever you happen to go in the world, you can create that space. Wherever you go, you can create that space. I don't have a candle here. It doesn't matter. I can visualize that flame in my mind, and I know that I'm connected with that. And then at the very end, the last thing is what I always do for everything is gratitude. At the end, when we end these videos, every single time you guys are thank you, thank you, thank you. You're thanking each other. You're thanking me. I'm thanking you. Gratitude is like this beauty. It's so powerful. I don't think we ever appreciate how powerful gratitude is. And when you say thank you, I thank the earth. I thank the air. I thank the wind. I thank the flame. I thank the water. Thank it all. I thank my beautiful animal companions for showing me this, for teaching me this, for giving me the words, for whatever comes through to you. Thank them and thank the source of all things that has also given you this beautiful life to experience in all of its beautiful glory, in all of its pain, in all of its beauty, and all of its joy, everything that we experience with gratitude. All right, so that is how you create a vortex. And then you can always come visit places. You can come visit places like this where the vortex, and you stand on the ground and you can feel like a dizziness. Sometimes it's a little disconcerting when you feel that, like that shift in the electromagnetic field. It creates vertigo. That's the word I'm looking for. There's a little bit of feeling of vertigo when you do that. So let me check the comments here real quick, and then we're going to kind of wrap it up now that the family's back here. If it weren't so sad, it would have been comical. There I was trying to connect and be a hippie, and I'm hopping around. Oh, wait, I missed something. Let me go back here. Someone just rang the buzzer. I saw that. Amarillo, Texas. Oh, Mark. Hello, Mark. I would have to check out Amarillo. Rolling in the grass. You could see the energetic field. Oh, thank you. That energetic field is around everybody. We'll talk about auras again at a future time. What I have learned recently about auras is off the charts. And because it's not what we think it is the actual energy field that surrounds us. And I can't wait to share a little bit more about that. So let's see, check the ground for bees. The last time I went out barefoot, you stepped on a bee. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Watch for the natural creatures that also reside. Like when I'm here, there's lots of red ants. So I'll be very, very cautious about where I place my feet when I step on the earth. When I was young, backyard grass, doing cartwheels. Okay. Not bothered by bugs. I'm really not. I am no longer. I used to be. I am no longer bothered by. There's not many bugs that bother me anymore. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that really bothers me. The only bear I know is alive and well, and one of my favorite dogs at the rescue. He's big and brown like a greyhound. Yeah, right, exactly. That's kind of what it looks. Only this bear that I picture is also more barrel-chested, more, yeah, not more a little heavier, a little chunkier is the word I'm looking for. Talk to the birds. Yeah, right. I talk to every single animal. There's no. I talk to every animal. I talk to every tree. Whatever. It is who I am. I love it. I no longer apologize for it. I just do it, and I enjoy it. And they talk back. And I'm teaching my granddaughter how to do it too. Sharon says, talk to all the animals, 100%. The trees, the whole time I was here with Gary and Potato, they saw me crying on the lawn, holding bits of sticks Gary had chewed. Oh, our trees know everything. I'm just going to put this out there also for those of you now that spring is coming, at least in the northern hemisphere. It's the opposite in the southern hemisphere. But so if you're in Australia, your winter is just starting. Trees know and see everything. And trees also have auras and energy fields. We talked a little bit, I think it's been a while though since I brought up plant consciousness, but studies are being done that now show us that trees it's a different type of photoreceptor. So they don't have eyes like we do that see light and interpret it but they have a whole different set of photoreceptors all throughout trees and plants and bushes and all kinds of things. That like they can recognize colors and that kind of thing. They'll know, like house plants. Someone who's got plants in their home, your plants know you just as your animal companion would know you. So they do see, and our beautiful trees hold us. To sit under a tree when you've been experiencing grief, they'll hold you. They will hold you just like the earth and be able to take those denser emotions and help you work through them. I'm certain there's a vortex spot near my house. You get dizzy and a vibrate. Yeah, you'll know. You'll know. I can feel the I know exactly what you're talking about, and that vibration and that frequency of that particular area. I'm sure there are places all over the earth that are natural vortices. There's just some of them, like Sedona, where there's so many of them, and it's become such a well-known place that it's documented. But I'm sure they're all over. They're all over the world. Don't want to step on them accidentally. Okay. Cicadas. Okay. Squirrels. Squirrel. I always say, oh, squirrel. And okay. All right. I think that kind of wraps things up. I think I caught up with all the comments. I am okay. Oh no. Oh, I didn't mention the nuns. That's funny. I know I never brought up that just didn't work its way into the conversation this week. For anybody who's watching the live stream for the very first time, we have a running joke that since I call it a recovering Catholic, and I was raised by going to Catholic schools and the trauma of that when I was a little girl that it's taken a long time for me to overcome. But now I appreciate what they were trying to do. But anywho, okay, so we didn't work the nuns in. Well, we just did work the nuns into the conversation. All right, my friends, have a beautiful week. Next week I'll be back in Wisconsin, and I'll be there for a few weeks. So I don't have any travel plans in the immediate future. I will be heading out to Pennsylvania at the end of May, and I am not sure that I will be there for one of our live streams. But if there's anybody in the Southeast Pennsylvania area, let me know, because I'll be there, and I love to make connections with all you guys. And I think that's it for now. Have a beautiful week. Thank you for bearing with me as I kind of switched it to a Tuesday night with this that was kind of off schedule. But we will be back to Mondays starting next Monday, and I will see you all again soon. Take care, my friends. Until then, may animals light your way. Bye. Thank you, guys.